Hi, it's Steve. I'm going to make this quick. We're going to go through, instead of using some of these other caching systems, we're going to use the caching within Wordfence and take maybe a little look at some of the iTheme security things in here also. First of all, before you do this, and I made the mistake of clicking on Wordfence, this is going to do a scan, and this will probably take a little while. So let's see if I can open the plugins in a different tab here. The first step is really to go to the plugins when you go to any particular site and make sure that all of the other caching systems are turned off. Looks like this went pretty quick. So when you do this, number one, when you do use Wordfence, we're going to need to go through and look for issues. I want you for right now to ignore the issues for things like for the Review is On plugin specifically. It's going to show up if somebody's put malicious software or code into a post or into a, maybe the Akismet README file, things like that. And if you're not able to get in by FTP or something like that, then just shoot me a list of the problems that it's showing that you can't figure out how to resolve. Obviously, you just throw the if there's a post with malicious code in it, you throw it in the trash. Okay. Review is On is a plugin that feeds from affiliate Amazon stores. So they don't like the look of the code, but that's the way that the program was written, and so just ignore that. But other issues we'll need to take care of. Anyway, so plugins. So the first thing you do for what we're dealing with here is setting up the caching system for Wordfence. And of course, everything needs to be updated when you go to the plugins page. And PHP code widget is one more there. Finding vulnerabilities in Wordfence has caught a couple on a few that I've looked at, and you can fix it right inside of that dashboard that I just showed you. That you can click on change to the original version, and it will fix it. So here we have hypercache in this WordPress blog. We're going to deactivate that. It might be Wordfence. It's still updating plugins here. One of them is the one we're dealing with now, Wordfence Security. There's also a CAPTCHA feature inside of Wordfence, but I don't want you to use that because what it does is require CAPTCHAs for the admin. And if every IP that uses it isn't whitelisted, for instance, if we have feeds from going from Traffic Geyser 2.0 or one of our one of our other feeds, it won't be able to read it because it can't see the CAPTCHA. So do not use that CAPTCHA feature in Wordfence, or excuse me, in iThemes at this time. All right, so this is updated, and we're going to deactivate hypercache. Most likely you would, most of these sites are now, we've been switching to WP Supercache. So, it can't have any other CAPTCHAs activated, plugins activated. And in fact, you can delete it. Don't delete WordPress Supercache, so we may go back to it in the future. So now we go back here to our we want to go to our settings. And we want to make sure that we have notifications going where we want them to go, which you would have already set up. And what we want is the caching. Is that under advanced? We're in the wrong place. We want to be in Wordfence. No wonder. All right. So performance setup. That's what this is what I'm talking about. The Wordfence feature that's uploaded as part of the security. Performance setup. Okay. We want to go to caching, 30 to 50 times speed increase. And the first thing it's going to say is back this up. And you just click here and do that. And then we're going to click to enable Falcon Fire. And it's going to tell you that it's been activated, and it's going to work on the HT access file. Okay, so it's been enabled. And these we leave as they are for now. And that's that. So instead of using WP Supercache or Hypercache or any of the other ones that we've been using in the past, we're going to turn those off. And for any sites that you work on as we go forward, set up the Wordfence caching in here. Then I'll have more on how to use the security function from iThemes and what we'll want to do with that later on. But that's it for now. Thanks.